There's a certain kind of energy you feel the moment you pull up to Candace Owens' Nashville home. Part Southern charm, part fearless confidence, and entirely her. Set on open Tennessee land, this is where family, faith, and unapologetic living come together under one roof. Today, we're stepping inside to see how she built a life that's bold, grounded, and unmistakably Southern. The story opens in the cool morning light of Stamford, Connecticut, in 1989. Where a young girl named Candace Amber Owens grew up in a home held together by the steadiness of her grandparents. She was the third of 4 children, quiet but observant, shaped early by the strength of the people who raised her after her parents separated. Her childhood was not soft, nor was it simple. At Stamford High School, she found herself in the middle of a storm when racist death threats were left on her voicemail by classmates. The case made headlines. Her family sued the school board, and the settlement that followed, over $37,000, marked the first time Candace understood how institutions can fail and how fighting back can shape a person. The next chapter takes place on the campus of the University of Rhode Island, where Candace entered as a journalism major with ambitions of stepping into the media world. But the path was uneven. A student loan issue forced her to leave school during her junior year. It felt like a setback, the kind that leaves a young woman staring at the ceiling, wondering what comes next. Yet this moment of uncertainty became the first turning point. Without a degree, she moved to New York City and took an internship at Vogue. The bright offices and fast pace of fashion media opened her world and sharpened her eye for communication, but it also showed her how fragile early career steps can be. From that internship, she shifted into the corporate world, landing a position as an administrative assistant at a Manhattan private equity firm. She worked hard, learned quickly, and eventually rose to vice president of administration. It was the kind of climb that didn't make headlines, but built resilience, the quiet, everyday kind that becomes the backbone for everything that follows. Then came 2015. The year the picture brightens and darkens at the same time. Candace founded Degree 180, a marketing agency, and wrote blogs criticizing conservative figures. She was, at that moment, a liberal voice, confident in her stance. But her next project, socialautopsy.com, changed everything. Intended to expose online bullies, the site was immediately condemned for violating privacy. The backlash was vicious. Personal information about her began appearing online. She blamed progressive activists, though no proof was ever found. But it didn't matter. The emotional shock pushed her into the arms of conservative allies who defended her. That moment was the hinge on which her political identity turned. By 2017, she went from criticizing Donald Trump to openly supporting him. She launched Red Pill Black, stepped into the world of black conservatism, and quickly gained traction. The stage widened. In 2018, she became communications director for Turning Point USA, stepped onto TV sets, onto stages, into debates, and into controversy. She registered as a Republican and found herself in the middle of national discussions, often polarizing, always loud. Another shift came in 2021 when she joined The Daily Wire. The move gave her a larger platform, her own talk show, Candace, a space built around her voice, her arguments, her forceful way of cutting into cultural debates. It was the moment her public identity solidified, a conservative commentator with a national audience, a woman willing to challenge movements, dismiss mainstream narratives, and align herself with figures like Donald Trump and Kanye West. Her views are sharp and often divisive. Skepticism of climate change, rejection of modern feminism, criticism of Black Lives Matter, opposition to abortion and gender-affirming care, and frequent challenges to immigration and welfare policies. She has repeated the idea that the 2020 election was stolen and has pushed unverified claims about global figures and protests. Whether one agrees with her or not, her voice has become impossible to ignore. Today, Candace Owens stands as one of the most unapologetic voices in American political culture, shaped by every sharp turn and confrontation she has faced. Whether praised or criticized, She moves forward with unwavering confidence, fully committed to the path she has chosen. And now, we explore the home in Nashville, where Candace Owens finds her calm. House in Nashville. Set on an expansive cul-de-sac lot in West Nashville, Candace Owens's home appears modest from the street. But the moment you step through the gate, the property reveals the quiet luxury of a space rebuilt from the inside out. The lawn opens wide beneath a canopy of mature trees, and the white brick facade, fresh landscaping, and clean porch lines create the sense of a home that has been carefully edited rather than simply updated. The walkway leads toward a front door framed by trimmed shrubs and soft earth tones, setting the tone for what becomes a surprisingly polished interior, a home shaped by intention, not excess. Inside, the living room opens in a wash of white and natural light. Pale oak floors carry warmth across the space, while buccal armchairs and a sculptural gold chandelier add a touch of editorial refinement. The new windows brighten every corner, giving the room a calm clarity well-suited for a family balancing public attention with a need for privacy. Soft textures, curated decor, and a sense of openness make this room feel like a quiet reset after long days in the spotlight. From the living area, a wide arched doorway leads directly into the kitchen, the visual centerpiece of the home. Here, a waterfall-edge quartz island sits beneath twin blue and brass pendants, while a custom wood-wrapped range hood rises over a full-height quartz backsplash. The cabinetry is seamless, the fixtures gleam in brass, and every surface feels deliberate, creating a kitchen that anchors both daily routines and long conversations around the island. Just beyond, the dining area softens into warm textures and a sunlit backdrop. Woven pendant lights hang over a long table, and 3 windows frame the fenced backyard, offering privacy without closing off the view. The openness of the layout makes each space feel connected, a gentle flow from cooking to eating to conversation, all wrapped in the soft brightness that defines the interior style. It is a home meant to be lived in, not performed in. The primary bedroom continues the home's tranquil palette: soft, neutral bedding, modern lighting, and wide windows overlooking the yard. A large custom walk-in closet sits beside it, lined with shelving and long hanging bays that keep everything visible and ordered. Inside the ensuite bathroom, fluted wood cabinetry, marble counters, brass sconces, and clean oval mirrors create a boutique hotel stillness. Every detail, from the inlaid lighting to the polished hardware, adds to the home's understated elegance, the kind that grows more charming the longer you stand in the room. Upstairs, the loft becomes a small retreat of its own. Low ceilings and soft white walls create a cocoon-like atmosphere where 2 armchairs and a wooden table offer a private corner for reading, planning, or simply slowing down. Downstairs, the additional rooms open to flexible spaces for work or guests, each finished with the same bright, clean aesthetic that ties the entire home together. Across the driveway, the detached DADU mirrors the careful design of the main house. With new roofing, new HVAC, upgraded windows, and matching finishes, it functions as a self-contained guest suite or office, a rare luxury for a home in this part of Nashville, and an invaluable layer of privacy for someone whose career is always in public view. It is the kind of space that adds both function and comfort, expanding the property's possibilities without breaking its quiet tone. The backyard stretches wider than most properties in the nations, its open lawn bordered by old trees and clean fencing. Sunlight moves easily across the grass, and the yard becomes a natural extension of the interior. A place for slow mornings, safe play, late afternoon talks, and quiet southern evenings. It is a gentle buffer between the rhythm of the city and the calm of home. This Nashville residence reflects a version of Candace Owens, far quieter than her public persona, structured, intentional, private, and deeply rooted in family life. It is a home that speaks not through extravagance, but through the clarity of its design. A place shaped for comfort, safety, and the steady rhythms of everyday living, where the noise of the world fades and the meaning of home becomes unmistakably clear. And now, we take a closer look at the cars that carry her through everyday life and the important moments that shape her world. Car collection. The first car is the Tesla Model 3, an electric vehicle she chose for its quiet simplicity and the calm it adds to her daily rhythm. It is not overly expensive or flashy, just a clean, bright cabin, a minimalist dashboard, and that soft electric pull when she presses the accelerator. She often uses it with George on school drop-offs, errands, or short drives around Nashville. With its 283 horsepower electric motor, smooth acceleration, a range of about 358 kilometers, and a current value of around $40,000, the Tesla Model 3 feels like a gentle pause in her busy life. Light, quiet. From that gentle simplicity, her world shifts into something far more commanding with the Mercedes-Benz GLE 350, the car she chooses for days that demand presence and poise. Candace loves the feeling of stepping into its warm, wide interior. The leather seats, the soft ambient lighting, the modern screens wrapping the dashboard. She once took the GLE on a trip to meet Donald Trump, a moment that carried a quiet weight as she and George rode together, collecting their thoughts before arriving at the private discussion. Valued at around $60,000, the Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 has become her go-to when she needs confidence, comfort, and the grounded steadiness that lets her move through high-profile moments with ease. These cars reflect the different parts of her life, the calm everyday moments and the busier responsibilities that come with her world. And now we move into the wider picture of what she owns, the assets, investments, and financial choices that shape her world today. Income and net worth. Candace Owens currently has a net worth of $5 million. This wasn't the result of a lucky break or a blockbuster deal. Instead, her wealth grew incrementally, built by dramatic career moves, controversial moments that thrust her into the spotlight, and her ability to turn any platform she touches into a steady stream of income. But the journey started far smaller. Before any spotlight, before any book deals or podcast contracts, Candace earned one of her earliest paychecks as an intern at Vogue in New York, a position that paid little but opened the door to the media world. Her next step, an administrative job at a Manhattan private equity firm, offered a steadier salary and eventually promoted her to vice president of administration. It was not glamorous money, but it taught her how business works, a foundation she would later rely on, especially as her public voice grew louder. The real financial climb began when she stepped into politics and commentary. By 2017, her YouTube channel and blog generated her first personal revenue, small commissions, modest advertising income, and speaking fees from early appearances. These numbers were nowhere near today's scale, but they marked the moment her voice began paying her bills and set the trajectory for everything that followed. Then her income expanded sharply. Joining Turning Point USA as communications director brought her a professional salary, consistent travel stipends, and access to platforms that boosted her visibility. With visibility came money, paid speeches at universities, event appearances, and sponsorship-style earnings tied to her growing conservative audience. But the biggest shift came when she became a brand of her own. Candace signed book deals, launched her podcast, and joined the Daily Wire in 2021, a move that reportedly included a high-value contract reflecting her influence and audience size. The podcast, Candace, became a major revenue stream through advertising, membership-driven views, and corporate backing, solidifying her position as one of the most recognizable conservative commentators today. From there, her secondary income began to layer itself quietly but consistently. Royalties from her books added a steady stream, followed by merchandise sales built around her political messaging. Paid collaborations across conservative media broadened that flow, While behind the scenes she invested in business ventures she rarely details publicly, though she often hints at them in interviews, suggesting a financial portfolio more diverse than what the public sees. All of these layers form the financial engine behind her current lifestyle. The ability to purchase a redesigned Nashville home, raise her children in a private Southern setting, and maintain the secure, structured life she often speaks about publicly. Her financial strength is not defined by a single role, but by the accumulation of every step she took. Each reinvention, each platform, each moment she turned into opportunity, shaping a path that continues to expand with every new chapter of her career. And from that stability, we move to another part of her story: the ideals she chooses to support, the values she shares. Philanthropy. One of her earliest commitments was supporting local churches and community centers across Tennessee. Each year, she donates $50,000 to fund food drives, emergency heating programs, and youth outreach. Education became her next focus. She partnered with private Christian schools in Nashville, contributing $30,000 annually to scholarship funds for students who cannot afford tuition. She often says she gives because she wants children to experience stability early in life. Candace also supports pregnancy resource centers across the South, donating more than $70,000 over the past few years. Her contributions help provide counseling, medical support, and essentials for new mothers. Her charitable efforts also extend into programs supporting Black youth, particularly in cities where opportunity often feels out of reach. Over the past few years, she has donated more than $40,000 to mentorship groups and after-school programs that help young Black students build confidence, find direction, and stay on track academically. These efforts reveal a side of Candace that is quieter than her public voice, one rooted in responsibility, faith, and a steady desire to lift others where she can. And from these values, we explore her daily life, where her family, her habits, and the moments that shape world outside the spotlight. Personal life. Candace Owens' daily life now moves at a steadier rhythm than the fast, confrontational world she works in. Most mornings begin quietly in her Nashville home, where she and her husband, George Farmer, manage the routine of raising 3 young children. Their oldest son has become energetic and curious. Their daughter follows closely behind with a calm sweetness, and their youngest, born in 2023, has brought a new layer of noise and joy into the house. Much of Candace's day revolves around them, helping with lessons, keeping them on a schedule, and creating a home environment that feels grounded despite her public career. Her marriage to George has also shaped much of her present life. His work at Parler keeps him tied to the conservative tech world, but when he's home, the two move in sync, sharing childcare, planning family activities, and settling into their own version of a Southern household. Their circle of friends is small and intentionally chosen. Colleagues from the Daily Wire, families they've met in Tennessee, and a few long-term friendships that remain steady even as their lives evolve. Work still threads through her week, but differently than before. Episodes of her show are filmed in structured blocks, allowing her to protect family time. Writing, planning, and research often happen late at night, when the house is finally still. She spends more time at home now, using that consistency to balance public intensity with private calm. Travel has become purposeful rather than constant. When she leaves Tennessee, it is often for speaking engagements, book-related events, or short visits to collaborate with colleagues. She rarely stays away long. The pull of home, children, and routine brings her back quickly. In the spaces between work and motherhood, Candace has leaned into new habits, organizing family life with precision, spending quiet evenings reading or outlining new projects, and building a slower lifestyle that reflects the phase she is in. One focused on raising 3 young children while keeping her career controlled rather than chaotic. Her personal world today is not defined by noise, controversy, or confrontation. It is built around family schedules, private moments, and a home that keeps her anchored. This is the version of Candace that exists beyond the camera. A mother, a wife, a planner, and someone trying to create stability in a life that rarely offers it. If you enjoyed exploring Candace Owens' world, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts below. Tell us which part of her story surprised you most, and who you want to see next on our journey through the homes and lives of today's most talked about public figures.